The Bold and the Beautiful preview for the week of December 1st reveals Ridge Forrester will advise Eric Forrester to ride off into the sunset. Also coming up, Steffi Forrester and John Finnegan will get some shocking news. Plus, Bill Spencer will encourage Katie Logan to ditch Forrester Creations. Viewers should note, the B&B will air a repeat episode on Thanksgiving Day, and the Sudser will also be preempted on Friday, November 28th for college football. However, new episodes return on Monday, December 1st. B&B spoilers tease Katie will confide in Bill that Forrester has hired a PR firm. So, he'll suggest she quit. "You want me to leave Forrester and come back?" Katie asks her ex-husband in the B&B weekly preview. "You shouldn't have to answer to Ridge and Brooke," Bill will reply. Meanwhile, Will Spencer and Electra Forrester will show up at the Cliff House with Dylan in tow. "You're the one that ran down Luna?" Finn will ask her, a stunned Steffi standing beside him. "I'm so sorry," an emotional Dylan will reply. "I killed your daughter." But shouldn't Finn and Steffi be thanking her? After all, Luna Nozawa was a threat to their entire family. Finally, Ridge will pressure Eric to retire from Forrester. "Go, off into the sunset, do something," he'll tell his father. "That's what I would do if I were in your shoes." Wait, haven't we seen this storyline before? And not that long ago either? Regardless, the Forrester patriarch will push back. "You're not in my shoes, Ridge," a defiant Eric will reply. So, are we about to see another feud develop between the father and son? Stay tuned. Hey B&B fans, are you enjoying the latest CBS Sudser Beyond the Gates? Then make sure you join our free Facebook group. Keep reading the Soap Scoop, your source for the latest soap opera spoilers and B&B spoilers and news. And make sure to also join our B&B Facebook group. But if you miss an episode, don't fret. You can watch The Bold and the Beautiful online at cbs.com. Here are your The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Wednesday, November 26th, 2025. On Tuesday's all-new episode, the former preschool art teacher that Luna held hostage returned with a startling admission. She confessed to Electra that she was the person responsible for running down Luna and taking her life. However, after months of Luna madness, the soap is shifting gears for the upcoming holiday, giving the characters a much-needed reprieve from the drama. Despite the desire for peace, the guest list for Thanksgiving dinner is ripe for tension. Wednesday's episode, Ridge, Taylor, Steffi, Finn, Kelly, and Hayes feast as they go around the table saying what they are thankful for. Ridge is an unexpected choice for Steffi and Finn's Thanksgiving dinner because, although he is her father, it's odd that he wouldn't be spending it with his wife, Brooke. Ridge did as Ridge does, and again left Taylor in favor of his precious Logan. Steffi's made it no secret that she is highly disappointed in her father's decision to return to Brooke, so she might roll the dice and attempt to pull her parents back together. Finn has a little less to be thankful for this year. Despite his marriage surviving the weight of emotional stress, he did lose his daughter in an abrupt fashion. Finn never had a chance to truly form a bond with Luna because Poppy withheld her paternity for most of his life. Once Finn discovered their connection, it was too late, and she'd already committed horrific acts against Steffi and other people he cared about. Sadly, Finn may spend his holiday running the gamut of what is in his head, cycling through endless possibilities about the father-daughter relationship they could have had. Elsewhere on Wednesday's episode, Deacon, Sheila, Carter, and Daphne sit down for a dinner of their own, coming together as the most unlikely foursome in daytime television. Carter was previously engaged to Deacon's daughter, Hope, and at one point, Deacon punched Carter in the face. Despite their history of animosity, Daphne has become a breakout sensation at Il Giardino, essentially becoming the face of their open mic nights. It's not surprising that Deacon would welcome Daphne with open arms, given the revenue she seems to bring in for the restaurant. This will serve as Deacon and Sheila's first holiday after he decided to give their marriage another shot. Sheila's given a lot of the credit to Taylor, believing that she is solely responsible for her marriage, coming back from the brink of destruction. But Deacon made the choice on his own. It's up to Sheila to put in the work and stay on a path of good decisions to successfully maintain her marriage. However, Sheila doesn't always play well with others, so it's crucial she remains on her best behavior in front of Carter and Daphne to keep it all together. Thanksgiving is a holiday rooted in gratitude, and unfortunately, for most of the characters on the canvas, it's been a year filled with immense pain and heartache. Luna may be dead, but her impact will remain long after her unexpected demise. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for the week of December 1 to 5, hint that Hope Logan may be thrown in the spotlight while Deacon Sharp and Taylor Hayes play a dangerous game. After all the Thanksgiving festivities wrap up, Deacon will no doubt want to pay a visit to Taylor's office and confide in her. It could lead to Deacon admitting that although he's trying to move forward with Sheila Sharp, they feel out of sync now. It's Taylor who Deacon can't get out of his head, so she'll get uncomfortable since she feels the exact same way. Deacon may urge Taylor to open up about her own Thanksgiving gathering at the Cliff House after Ridge Forrester makes an appearance. Perhaps Taylor will confess that it was awkward and painful despite putting on a smile around Steffi Forrester Finnegan, John Finn Finnegan, Kelly Spencer, and Hayes Finnegan. Will there be another warm embrace between Deacon and Taylor? Could Taylor and Deacon kiss or even hit the sheets before long? Regardless, Deacon and Taylor are playing a dangerous game. The closer the two of them get, the more likely it becomes that Taylor and Deacon will eventually surrender to what they feel for each other. If Taylor and Deacon truly let passion erupt, Sheila could make a discovery that'll send her back off the rails sooner or later. In the meantime, Forrester Creations will follow the advice of the outside PR team they hired. The goal will be to put the focus back on fashion and steer media attention away from the whole Luna Nozawa saga. As part of that plan, Hope may be thrown in the spotlight. It makes sense for Forrester to highlight Hope for the Future's revival and put a rush on the fashion show that's in the works. That means Deke Sharp's designs could debut sooner than planned, but this could serve as a nice distraction from how torn he is over Remy Price. Nevertheless, Remy will do whatever he can to keep the therapy promise he made and try to be someone who's worthy of Deke's love. Likewise, Carter Walton will want to prove he's the guy for Daphne Rose, but some snags could be brewing. Fall preview spoilers involved someone from Daphne's past resurfacing, but that still hasn't played out on screen yet. Did B&B ditch that storyline, or could it still be coming up? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Carter and Daphne will have to figure out what their future looks like no matter what, so stay tuned for updates on any big news that'll affect them. At the Cliff House, Taylor, Kelly, and Steffi wear matching aprons in the kitchen as they gush about how much they love Thanksgiving. Finn and Hayes come in from a swim and offer to help. Taylor and Steffi share a happy embrace. Ridge arrives with wine and flowers, surprising them all. He wanted to spend Thanksgiving with his family. At Il Giardino, Daphne is singing for an audience of 3, Deacon, Sheila, and Carter. It turns out it's a sound check for the following week's performance. They all gush about her voice, and she thanks the proprietors for the opportunity. Sheila announces that the turkey is in the oven as Deacon shows Carter what he's been up to on his laptop. Carter offers free legal advice if he needs it. They agree to leave their differences in the past, and Deacon invites Carter and Daphne to join them for Thanksgiving dinner. Carter made plans for them for dinner, so they take off, wishing Sheila and Deacon a happy Thanksgiving. Sheila tells Deacon how impressed she is by the new, improved Deacon Sharp. She shows off the new and improved pink polish on her 8 toes, before telling him she's so thankful for him, and also Taylor. Deacon nods. Yeah, me too. He cryptically adds that Taylor made an impact him in more ways than one. Sheila asks what they talked about, and he says she got him to open up and honor the growth he's made. Sheila believes this is a new beginning for the both of them. Taylor brought him back to her. Over at the Cliff House, Taylor takes a pie out of the oven, and Ridge makes dad jokes, such as, "I am what I am." After pouring wine, Taylor tells Ridge they're happy to have him there. He explains that he had lunch with his dad and the Logans. Tay says Steffi's thrilled he's there. He asks if Taylor's happy. She assures him she can breathe now that she's out of that unhealthy cycle. As the food comes out of the oven, Ridge and Finn argue that they can take it from there. Steffi and Taylor give them their aprons and retire to the sofa to drink wine. Taylor thinks Ridge is worried about her, but she assured him she's good. Steffi thinks her mom is incredible. Deacon speaks Italian to Sheila over Thanksgiving dinner, and she thanks him for doing all of this for her. She asks about his morning with the kids, and he says it was great. Sheila admits she's been thinking of Finn and Hayes, but not obsessing over it. Deacon toasts to having everything. Sheila pulls out the wishbone and Deacon gets the wish. She asks what it was, but he can't tell her, or it won't come true. She gushes that hers already has come true. At the Cliff House, they all sit down to Thanksgiving dinner, and Kelly says she's thankful they're all together as a family. Hayes is thankful for pumpkin pie. Finn is grateful for his beautiful family. Ridge remarks that he's so lucky. His daughter's happy, and Finn always chooses his family. I love you. Taylor seconds that and feels fortunate to be there with them all. Steffi, trying not to get emotional, admits that their smiling faces make her feel thankful. They're stronger and safe, safer than they've ever been. Having her parents there together, she couldn't ask for a better Thanksgiving. Ridge asks them all to hold hands, and they all wish each other a happy Thanksgiving. The kids yell, "Let's eat!" The bold and the beautiful recap for Tuesday, November 25th, reveals that Dylan killed Luna Nozawa. So she told Electra Forrester the stunning truth. At Forrester Creations, Katie Logan admitted to Brooke Logan Forrester, Donna Logan Forrester, and Ridge Forrester that she was grateful for Luna's death. Katie was also thankful to Electra for sticking with Will Spencer throughout all this drama. Next on Tuesday's B&B episode, Electra and Will decided they could use the distraction of work, so they went to the Forrester design office. That's where Will encouraged Electra to ignore the weird "I'm the one that ran over Luna" text and just block the number. After Will made his presence known in the CEO office, Katie took him to the showroom. Will offered updates on the bizarre text that Electra had received, so Katie was weirded out too. Back with Electra, she was delighted when Dylan stopped by with a cup of coffee for her. Electra recalled how they became friends and often had coffee together back when Dylan was serving as Hayes Finnegan's art teacher. Dylan apologized for not being in touch since all the beach house horror happened, but Electra understood that she needed time to process such an awful ordeal. Dylan mentioned getting a new phone number and ultimately beat herself up for exposing the children to Mrs. Sunshine, aka Luna. Since Dylan didn't follow the proper safety protocol, she definitely felt guilty about that. Of course, Dylan also felt terrible about summoning Steffi Forrester Finnegan on Luna's orders and struggled with the memory of being held hostage. Since Dylan needed a friend and someone who understood, she came to Electra. Dylan would never hurt anyone on purpose, but she had something else to confess. After Dylan admitted to driving in the area near the beach house, she confirmed that she was behind the text and was indeed the one who hit Luna. However, Dylan swore it was an accident and clarified that she'd informed the cops right away. Electra reeled over Dylan's stunning news, but she assured her that they'd get through this together and offered comfort. Dylan remained tearful as Electra insisted she didn't have to carry this burden alone. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Dylan will have more trauma to contend with thanks to the latest Luna chaos, so stay tuned. Is there more to the story? On The Bold and the Beautiful, November 25th, Dylan confessed to Electra that she was the one who ran over Luna. She feels remorse for what happened. However, is she hiding a dark side that her friend is unaware of? As B&B viewers recall, Dylan was Hayes' art teacher. She mistakenly hired Luna, who used the pseudonym Ms. Sunshine. She had no idea that Luna was a cold-blooded killer who was pardoned from prison and wanted to kill Steffi. Dylan quickly learned from her mistakes. On Tuesday's episode, she shocked Electra at Forrester Creations. She talked about the times when they would have coffee when Electra would drop off Hayes. But Dylan wasn't there to reminisce. She had to confess something important. She told Electra she was the person who ran over Luna the night she died. Electra promised Dylan that they would keep this secret to themselves. Dylan claims to have remorse over her actions. However, Electra assured her that it was just an accident and she didn't know it was Luna. But what if she actually knew who she was running down? She's giving off some shady vibes. First, she texted Electra from an unknown number. What kind of friend is that? Dylan should have informed Electra that she changed her number and had something important to tell her in person. Perhaps Dylan is another friend in Electra's life who has become obsessed with her. When Remy first joined the soap, he was so obsessed with being with Electra that he had a room dedicated to her. Then, he would create nude deepfakes of her whenever he felt rejected. Dylan could become obsessed with Elektra and envy her lifestyle. She could inherit Luna's psychotic tendencies. So, Dylan already informed the authorities. At least, that's what she claims. Also, Elektra is the only one who knows her secret. Is there more to the story, or is this storyline supposed to offer angst for Elektra and Will? Elektra might keep this secret from Will, who will be upset with her for not confiding in him. He's trying to be a better man after not telling Elektra the truth about what happened that night with Luna. Even though Luna hasn't worked for Forrester Creations for some time, her death caught media attention. Luna's death is trending on the internet, which means bad news for Forrester Creations. The PR team normally handles this, but Katie is taking time off. Carter had to call in reinforcements on The Bold and the Beautiful. When Luna was first introduced to the soap, she was a naive, young intern at Forrester Creations. She took an immediate interest in RJ. However, her mother didn't want her to get involved with the Forresters. But it was the Forresters who should have been warned. Luna became a good girl gone bad by committing many crimes and cardinal sins. She had a fixation with finding out who her biological father was, and then betting Will. Since then, she has escaped from jail and made a daring escape. This led to a massive search that involved the authorities and most of Los Angeles. Luna thought she secured her freedom until she stepped out in front of a car. Now, everyone is coming to terms with the loss of Luna's baby and her many crimes. As the headlines come out, the Forresters can't believe how crazy things have gotten. Carter noted that Luna was part of their company once. Katie would handle this in a snap. But she's taking time off with her family, so he had to hire a crisis team. Katie will be shocked that she's been replaced at Forrester. Everyone's buzzing about Luna, which is not good. They're not talking about her killer fashion sense, especially her green and black leather suit. They're talking about how she went from FC intern to cold-blooded killer overnight. There was an emergency meeting at Forrester Creations. Ridge, Brooke, Eric, and Donna spoke to Robin, who is the best at crisis management. This suggests that these stories are unlikely to settle down anytime soon. People can't stop talking about Luna, especially when she was involved with Forrester Creations and some of the men who have worked there. This could backfire on them. Forrester Creations had to rebuild its reputation after the coup attempt by Carter and Hope. Now they have to deal with Luna, who is still haunting them from beyond. Are you going to be Team Spencer or Team Forrester? The Bold and the Beautiful showrunners have been saying for months now in interviews that the soap is getting back to their core families. The writers just slipped in a tiny change of regime at Forrester Creations that could lead to an epic battle with Spencer Publications. Here's what's coming up next on the CBS soap. Spoilers down below. This week on B&B, Katie Logan received an unpleasant surprise at the office. While she was busy dealing with her son, Will Spencer Jr.'s drama with Luna Nozawa, the Forrester family replaced her. Katie has always been their public relations genius, and the press is in a frenzy over Luna's death. Carter Walton called in reinforcements and hired an entire PR team to replace Katie and handle the latest Luna scandal. B&B spoilers will say that Brooke Logan will try to encourage her sister to enjoy the time off and spend time with her husband and son. Katie won't appreciate her big sister's concern. Actually, Katie is offended that her sister and the Forresters replaced her so quickly and are forcing her to take time off. Dollar Bill Spencer is making his comeback as the head of the Spencer family. The Bold and the Beautiful has already started filming way more scenes at the Spencer Publications office, so it makes sense when Bill offers Katie a position back at their family business. Plus, they are getting married again soon. Shouldn't Katie be working back at her husband's company and not at his rival's business? According to Bold and Beautiful spoilers, Katie will most likely take Bill's offer and leave Forrester Creations in the dust. Does that mean she will end up taking her son with her and some of the other employees at the office? Will Ridge Forrester retaliate when he realizes Bill Spencer is poaching his employees? Are you looking forward to the Spencer family rising to the top again? Should the Forresters be worried? How will a family feud affect the upcoming Lope wedding? Share your thoughts in the comments down below, and keep checking back here on Celebrating the Soaps for more Bold and Beautiful spoilers and news. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for the next 3 weeks, November 24th to December 12th, reveal that there is a ton of red-hot action going down on your favorite soap. There are riddles, romance, and even nuptials to look forward to. The week of November 24-28 has a surprise for Katie Logan when she finds out she's being replaced, temporarily. It comes on the heels of the Luna Nozawa scandal, and Bill Spencer is ready to use this opportunity to his advantage. Fans will see Dollar Bill pitch the idea of working at Spencer Publications to Katie and Will Spencer. At the same time, mystery text messages have Katie and Electra Forrester freaking out. Electra and Katie's mystery is tied to new Forrester employee Dylan. You remember her? She is the art teacher who took over the beach house this summer. It's possible that Dylan has her eyes on Katie's job. Fans will see Dylan tell something important to Electra, and it's something she feels guilty about. What does Dylan have to do with Electra and her lush life? It could pertain to Remy Price somehow. Maybe Dylan saw his deep fakes of Electra and passed judgment. Or could she have had a hand in the whole sordid mess? On Wednesday, November 26th, your favorite characters celebrate Thanksgiving with a sweet and touching episode when John Finn Finnegan and Steffi Forrester Finnegan throw a party at the Cliff House. The room is festive with the energy of Kelly Spencer, Hayes Finnegan, and Taylor Hayes. At one point, Ridge Forrester pops up to see his family, and this will mean that Taylor is reminded of how he dumped her for the umpteenth time. But Taylor and Ridge are adults, so we expect them to come through and be merry for their children and grandchildren, regardless of any lingering awkwardness. As is the show's tradition, dinner time is preceded by the guests sharing what they're grateful for this year. Across town, Deacon Sharp and Sheila Sharp host a gathering at Il Giardino, and Carter Walton and Daphne Rose are invited to share the fun. On Thursday, November 27th, there will be a repeat episode, and on Friday, November 28th, the soap is preempted for sports coverage. When the soapy drama returns for the week of December 5th, fans see Hope Logan and Liam Spencer planning their upcoming nuptials. Is this when Sheila learns that Beth Spencer doesn't want her anywhere near the wedding? Elsewhere, Carter goes all out to show Daphne how much he's into her, while Will and Katie consider Bill's request to work with him. The week of December 8-12 brings jingle bells in more than one. Will Liam and Hope decide to get hitched before Christmas? Whatever they decide, Lope have time to revel in their reunion as Liam, Hope, and Beth make happy family memories as the holiday approaches. Deke Sharp has a decision to make about Remy. Remy promised he would go to therapy to turn his life around, but is that enough for Deke to consider a reunion? As he weighs his options, spoilers hint that chaos and controversy unravel, perhaps endangering Deke's fashion career. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with The Bold and the Beautiful right now. This week, The Bold and the Beautiful introduced a new whodunit. Who killed Luna Nozawa? More importantly, why are they texting Electra Forrester about turning her rival into roadkill? Basically, every single person on B&B had a motive to run down Luna Nozawa with their car. But we can narrow down the list of suspects thanks to Electra's mystery texts. Bold and Beautiful fans are convinced the person texting Electra is her former stalker, Remy Price. Keep reading to find out why they might be right. Here's what's happening next week on the CBS soap. Spoilers coming up. While Electra Forrester and Will Spencer Jr. discussed Luna's hit and run on the latest episode of the soap, they puzzled over who could have ran her down and why they left the scene. Then, out of nowhere, Electra received a text from an anonymous sender that read, "I'm the one that ran over Luna." Everyone on Bold and the Beautiful had a motive to run over Luna Nozawa, but it obviously is someone linked to Electra, and whoever the killer is, they are clearly unhinged and not bright. Plus, the texts are a little stalkerish, and that's Remy Price's forte. Right now, Remy is desperate to redeem himself so that Deke Sharp doesn't dump him. What better way to get back on Electra Forrester's good side than run over Will Spencer's baby mama? If Remy Price is the hit-and-run driver that plowed over Luna Nozawa and left her for dead, he obviously didn't think this crackpot plan through. In order to get credit for killing Luna, Remy has to implicate himself in the crime. We can all agree that if Electra Forrester gets dirt on Remy Price, she won't hesitate to call the police. Do you think that Remy is the hit-and-run's driver? Did he take out his own friend to prove he's a changed man? The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for Wednesday, November 26th, reveal Thanksgiving in Los Angeles with a very odd guest list. The Finnegans celebrate Thanksgiving with only one extra Forrester, Ridge Forrester. So, where is his new bride, Brooke Logan? Does she not want to spend the holiday with her husband? Did Steffi Forrester Finnegan decide that Brooke wasn't welcome? Either way, it is a happy celebration at the Cliff House as Steffi and John Finnegan celebrate with Hayes Finnegan and Kelly Spencer. They finally have Luna Nozawa out of their lives for good. Or so they believe. There seems to be no doubt that she is dead this time around, but they thought she was dead last summer too, thanks to Lee Finnegan. The year has been a difficult one, as they have also dealt with Liam Spencer's illness. But he is happy and healthy now and ready to marry Hope Logan again, so there is no reason for a somber Thanksgiving this year. The scene at Il Giardino is a strange one, when Daphne Rose and Carter Walton break bread with Deacon Sharp and Sheila Carter. It wasn't that long ago when Deacon and Carter had a martial arts showdown in the Forrester Creations design office and wanted to injure each other. Deacon was fighting for his daughter's honor, and Carter was just fighting because he had just lost hope and didn't think he had done anything wrong. Daphne was the one who had to break things up, and now they are all sharing Thanksgiving dinner together. How odd life can be. Is Daphne going to take to the mic and serenade them all with another sultry, sad song? That seems to be her second career these days. Maybe Deacon and Sheila will even offer her a job and she can sell perfume after every show. But for now, she will enjoy a nice American Thanksgiving. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers reveal that a week ago, Luna Nozawa was hit and killed by a car. Deputy Chief Baker made a huge point of reassuring everyone that this time Luna is definitely dead, even though no one has actually seen the body that matters. Now, a new mystery has begun dealing with Luna. What is going on? The driver of the car has not been identified, even though there have been some ideas swirling around. Electra Forrester received a message on November 24th stating, "I am the one who ran over Luna." However, the person didn't identify themselves. It could be a few people that Electra is acquainted with, but who? Remy Price is desperate to make things right with Electra after the deepfake scandal that he pulled on her twice. Remy could have been on his way to meet with Deke Sharp, who was already on scene. Could Remy be the one who Luna ran out in front of while fleeing from the cops? Spoilers seem to be pointing at Hayes Finnegan's summer art teacher. Of course, fans remember Luna torturing her and locking her in a storage room while she argued with Steffi Forrester, shot Sheila Sharp, shot Liam Spencer, and then got shot herself. Dylan will be back on screen this week and wants to make a confession. It might be ironic and frankly questionable that Dylan would be driving on that road that night. However, Dylan might have wanted a bit of revenge after everything Luna had done. Could Dylan have gone there to help with the search and hit Luna? Dylan will be at Forrester Creations to visit with Electra, and apparently to accept a new job. With her back in the picture, one has to wonder if she might be behind the message. "We squashed Luna." This could be a red herring, but it seems to be that Dylan is a very good candidate for the killer. Since nothing has been released about the person who hit Luna, could it have been a hit-and-run accident? Will fans ever truly know who the person was that ran into Luna that faithful night in updates, as she was running from the police once again? Is this the beginning of a Who Killed Luna mystery instead? The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers indicate that Remy Price ruins the big launch day for Hope Logan and Deke Sharp. It's go time for HFTF at FC, and it's been a long time coming for Hope for the future's boss, who was on the outside looking in not so long ago. Deke is making a name for himself, outside of his sister's shadow. He was chosen to lead HFTF when no one knew who he was. He has a solid concept of urban chic, and everyone agrees this is what the line needs now. Ridge Forrester and Steffi Forrester Finnegan are also on board, so Deke better hit it out of the park in order to justify their trust. FC needs fab fashions that will wow the buyers and the critics alike. But a huge problem is in the wings in the form of rejected Remy. Will poor Remy crash the fashion show and make a mess of everything the team has worked so hard for? After Deke learned what Remy did to Electra, he cut the guy loose, for now. Remy vowed to Deke that he'd go to therapy, put in the work, and prove he's a better man. Remy is crazy about his BF, and desperate to keep their relationship together. But Deke is a loose cannon with poor impulse control. Will this be his and Deke's downfall? We find it hard to believe that Remy would voluntarily miss Deke's big FC Fashion World debut. But Remy is persona non grata, so if he pops up, chaos will ensue. That means that Remy has to crash the event, and we have a feeling that he gets caught. Soapy, The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers hint that Remy's anxiety about his romantic future with Deke leads to rash behavior. Question: is Remy dim enough to believe that he and Deke will have a happy reunion at the HFTF launch? Answer: he's friends with Luna, so anything is possible. Be sure to catch up on everything happening with The Bold and the Beautiful right now. Come back here often for the hottest B&B updates, news, and spoilers. Get comfortable and gain access to the best soap intel on the web. The B&B cast sang their praises of support for the incredible actress who kept the audience on their toes when she portrayed the role of Luna Nozawa. Most of Los Angeles isn't that sad about Luna Nozawa's death. She caused trouble for the Finnegans, Forresters, and Spencer families. On the other hand, the cast of The Bold and the Beautiful will miss her portrayer, Lisa Yamadata. She wrapped up Luna's storyline and her run on the show. Luna thought she was one step closer to freedom. On the contrary, she was one step closer to death. While on the run, the authorities and most of Los Angeles searched for her in last Thursday's episode. Luna smiled as she ran far away from them. Then, she stepped out into the path of an oncoming car, which ran her over. Yamada wrapped up her time on the soap. She posted a slideshow of memories on Instagram, which included shots of the CBS Studios lot, behind-the-scenes filming, her first-ever daytime Emmy, and a cake that had the words "lunatic" on it. In the caption, she wrote, "So many tears shed, blood spilled, friendships formed, and memories made on at Bold and Beautiful CBS. What a ride it's been. Hope you enjoyed the adventure to 3. Lauschenlun Attic Forever." Luna's death might not have all of LA in tears, but Yamada has the cast wishing she were back. Annika Noel wrote, "She's an icon, she's a legend, and she is the moment missing you already superstar. We still have to do a TikTok together. Come back and kidnap Hope anytime." Lawrence St. Victor delivered up some praises, writing, "You're an absolute warrior. To carry story the Yue did and command the screen is nothing short of amazing. To play the innocent ingenue, then the evil villain, to the broken character that just wants to be loved. Chef's kiss. You're amazing!" Jacqueline McInnes Wood wrote, "Proud of you, rock star. Exciting time. Many more incredible adventures around the corner. Enjoy the reedy." Rebecca Budig added, "Wish I could have done more with you, girl. They threw so much at you, so many words, so much emotion, and you rocked it all." There were also plenty of jokes in the comments. Christian Weissman jokingly asked, "Cool, so where am I?" He wanted to know why he wasn't included in her slideshow. Meanwhile, Linnea Grace posted, "Come home, the kids miss you." Nee. We're all going to miss her. She kept the viewers on their toes as she transitioned from good girl next door to a soap villain. Yamada's acting made the viewers love to hate Luna. Ridge showed up at the Cliff House for Thanksgiving dinner, knowing Taylor would be there, even though he dumped her for Brooke. On The Bold and the Beautiful. On Wednesday, November 26, 2025, Ridge arrived at the Cliff House for Thanksgiving. He wanted to celebrate the holiday with his family, despite being married to Brooke. Steffi and Finn hosted Thanksgiving dinner at the Cliff House. They started cooking in the kitchen with Taylor, Kelly, and Hayes. Taylor loved the idea of wearing matching aprons, which was Kelly's idea. Meanwhile, they're cooking the greatest feasts to beat all feasts. Kelly wanted to make sure everything tasted delicious. Ridge showed up with a bouquet in hand. The kids were thrilled to see him and asked if he was staying. He assured them that he was spending Thanksgiving with his family as he gave the flowers to Taylor. It's a time to be thankful. The Forresters went through a lot with their fashion house and with Luna. They got their company back, and Luna has been declared dead. She got hit by a car while she approached a moving vehicle. The Forresters gathered around the table and shared what they were thankful for. Steffi was emotional because of all they went through and overcame. But she was particularly surprised to see her dad at the dinner table. She didn't expect this to happen. It turned out that Ridge was the surprise guest. Sorry, B&B viewers, but it wasn't Thomas who showed up to dinner. Ridge didn't celebrate the holiday with Brooke, but rather with his ex-wife Taylor and their family. He said he considered them family, not the Logans. Arguably, Ridge did say he had a Thanksgiving lunch with Eric, Donna, and Brooke, but he still had room for more food. He also had room in his heart for another woman. Once again, Ridge toyed with Taylor's feelings. It didn't take long for him to feed her compliments. He also said there was no other place he'd rather be than with his ex-wife. He's giving mixed messages again, which is confusing for Steffi and Taylor. Steffi looked at her parents with a big smile on her face. She knew that her dad still loved Taylor. Does this mean that Ridge will spend Christmas with Brooke? Earlier this year, she claimed that she would have Ridge back by the holidays, but it's not looking too good for the couple. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers are in for Wednesday, November 26th, 2025. In tomorrow's episode, fans can expect Deacon Sharp to invite 2 guests over for Thanksgiving. Meanwhile, the Forrester family celebrates Turkey Day together. Keep reading and let's talk about what is coming up in the CBS soap opera. Let's start off with Deacon, who will be having Thanksgiving with Sheila Carter Sharp at Il Giardino. It seems that Deacon and Sheila won't be having turkey by themselves. They end up inviting 2 guests to join them. However, it's not Hope Logan. The 2 guests that Deacon and Sheila have dinner with is Carter Walton and Daphne Rose. Deacon and Sheila have enjoyed Daphne's signing during open mic nights lately. So, I'm not surprised that Deacon and Sheila invite Daphne. However, I am surprised by Deacon inviting Carter to the table. The last time they talked, Deacon made a snarky comment about Carter bouncing back to Daphne so quickly after Hope. Well, Deacon, Hope is the one who accepted a marriage proposal the same day Carter ended their engagement. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers reveal that tomorrow's episode will also feature Steffi and John Finnegan having Thanksgiving at their house. Taylor Hayes will be there, as well as Kelly Spencer and Hayes Forrester Finnegan. Steffi will talk about how grateful she is that nobody was hurt during Luna Nozawa's latest escape. Steffi is relieved that Luna is dead, but I'm not sure if she will actually say that out loud with Finn there. Finn and Taylor will also be grateful that the horrible Luna chapter is over. However, I'm concerned that Luna's body was never shown. While Dylan seems insistent that she hit Luna, I feel a soapy twist coming up. Read this. The Bold and the Beautiful, Most Shocking Moments, 5 DVD set, by here. Steffi and Finn's family dinner will be interrupted by a crasher though. It will be Ridge Forrester. Of course, Ridge might apologize for interrupting a holiday dinner and offer to leave. However, Steffi and Finn will likely encourage Ridge to stick around and join the festivities. We might also see Eric Forrester enjoy turkey with Donna Logan Forrester. So stay tuned. Which storyline are you looking forward to seeing the most on Wednesday, November 26th, 2025? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Remember to keep watching the soap on CBS or Paramount Plus to find out what happens next. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that if there's anything we've learned about life in this fictional town of Los Angeles, or any soap for that matter, is that you are never really dead, even if that last nail is hammered into your coffin. Of course, we are talking about Luna Nozawa. While it appears as though she might have died during her last episode on the show, there's speculation that her death might only be temporary. In other words, it's only going to be a matter of time before Luna pops back up again. After all, her grandmother, Sheila Carter, has died so many times that fans have lost count at this point, right? Clearly, many B&B fans had a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some even commented with, "Is she really gone?" If so, it was truly way too rushed. Lisa Yamada's goodbye post seemed very real, so she very well could be gone permanently. I hope she's not though, since I think she's the best actress and most entertaining character ATM. Another fan of the show wrote, "I feel like she is going to come back. She was the best thing that has happened to the show in a very long time. There's no way that the soap is just going to dump a character like this." And then there was this comment as well. "I have a feeling that she is going to come back just in time for Will and Elektra's wedding. Not only that, but she's also going to be holding Will's baby in her hands. Now that's the kind of drama that the show needs. Needless to say, B&B fans will have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. In the meantime, let us know what you think by leaving us a line with your thoughts in our comments section below. B&B fans are still reeling from Luna's untimely death. The Bold and the Beautiful has bid adieu to one of its popular villains. Luna Nozawa became the show's top new bad girl thanks to her reign of terror. But with Luna now dead, who will replace her as the show's antagonist? When Luna debuted in 2003, she seemed like another young, sweet, aspiring fashion designer. However, it soon became apparent that Luna had a dark side waiting to be unleashed. Fans got to see how twisted Luna was when she killed Tom and Hollis and kidnapped Steffi. Although Luna was later caught, she didn't stay in prison long thanks to Bill. Luna received many chances to redeem herself, but every time she reverted to her old tricks. Her other crimes included shooting Liam and Sheila and taking advantage of a drunk Will. Despite being pregnant with Will's baby, Luna was sent back to prison. However, Luna remained determined to break out so she could be with Will. After escaping via a laundry cart, Luna went to the beach house to see Will. Yet, with the police and her family hot on her trail, Luna fled. Unfortunately, Luna didn't get far because she was hit by a car and died. Luna's death sent shockwaves throughout the B&B community. Whether she was loved or hated, the young villainess brought plenty of drama. So, with Luna gone, which character will fill her shoes as the next villain? While Sheila and Remy seem like obvious choices, fans on Reddit have other ideas. "I'm hoping Finn flips," wrote one viewer. "Turn Elektra into a bit of a conniving character," another fan suggested. "I miss the old days when Bill Spencer was the evil one," declared one commenter. Although the show has been hinting at Sheila and Remy returning to their dark sides, the writers could throw a twist and have someone else become a villain. Poppy has shown no emotion over Luna's death, and perhaps this is a sign of an upcoming villainous arc. Finn also can't be ruled out as a possibility. The show has foreshadowed a potential dark side in the past, so Luna's death could be the trigger for the Doctor. Also, Will or Elektra are strong candidates. Will was upset about Luna's miscarriage, and his losing out on the chance of fatherhood could cause him to snap. As for Elektra, she's B&B's resident good girl. But as seen with Luna, looks can be deceiving. Maybe Elektra has a secretive side she wants to hide from Will. The Bold and the Beautiful trailers for Wednesday, November 26th, reveal that Steffi Forrester Finnegan and John Finn Finnegan will have an unexpected guest, while Deacon Sharp and Sheila Sharp deliver an invitation. As B&B's special Thanksgiving episode gets underway, Finn and Steffi will host a small gathering at the Cliff House. Kelly Spencer and Hayes Finnegan will both be excited about having turkey with all the trimmings on the holiday table. Taylor Hayes will be part of the celebration as well, so she'll join Steffi, Finn, Hayes, and Kelly as they get ready to share a meal together. However, there'll be an unexpected guest who ultimately shows up to make this Thanksgiving party even better. Ridge Forrester will no doubt enjoy an off-screen Logan bash before he eventually makes his way to the Cliff House. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Ridge will sit down with Taylor, Finn, Steffi, and the kids, so they'll all be happy to have him. Taylor was crushed when Ridge broke off their engagement, but she still cares about him as the father of her children and an ex she's always going to love. It won't be hard for Taylor to put any lingering pain aside once Ridge becomes part of the Thanksgiving festivities. Once the whole gang gathers around the table to eat, they'll take turns revealing what they're grateful for this year. Next, Sheila and Deacon will host some surprising guests at their own Thanksgiving celebration too. It turns out Deacon and Sheila will invite Carter Walton and Daphne Rose to have dinner with them at Il Giardino. Daphne and Carter obviously aren't that close to Sheila and Deacon, especially considering Sheila's reputation around town. Nevertheless, Thanksgiving is a time to come together with an attitude of gratitude. So that's something Carter, Daphne, Deacon, and Sheila will all be able to do. Sheila will be particularly thankful since she believes Taylor saved her marriage to Deacon. Although Deacon's trying to give things another try with Sheila, he's longing for Taylor deep down and will struggle to shake their connection. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Sheila should remain oblivious to that inappropriate bond for now, but trouble could be brewing once she gets updates on the news down the road. On the Tuesday, November 25th, 2025, episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, Electra became a trusted confidant. Art teacher Dylan returned. Katie's sisters rallied around her, and Luna's killer was revealed. Will was dumbfounded by the text that Electra received from Luna's supposed assailant. She wondered who it was and why they'd be contacting her. Will downplayed it as a prank and encouraged her to block the number so they couldn't reach out again. After Will left, Electra worked on new pieces for the jewelry collection, but she was interrupted by Dylan, the preschool art teacher, who had been held at gunpoint by Luna several months prior. Dylan stopped by Forrester to bring Electra a coffee, which she used to do when Hayes was an art teacher. She hadn't returned any of Electra's messages in several months, but she understood her hesitation to dredge up the past. Electra assumed that Dylan had seen the onslaught of news coverage surrounding Luna's demise. She explained that she had changed her time in the time following being held captive by Luna. Dylan had too many calls from people looking to get the inside scoop on what she went through. Dylan apologized to Electra for calling her a friend, but she needed to take the time to rebuild her life. She struggled to forgive herself for allowing Luna into her classroom, which led to the kidnappings and multiple shootings. In a traditional school setting, Luna would have never breached the typical protocols, but instead, she unleashed trauma on Dylan that she still vividly remembers. She blamed herself for Liam and Sheila being shot, and she couldn't shake the image of Steffi nearly being killed because she summoned her to the beach house that day. Not wanting to bother Steffi, Dylan decided to reach out to Electra, believing her to be the only person she could turn to. Something else happened between the initial hostage situation and her current visit, and she needed someone to open up to. Electra had picked up on the intense energy from Dylan and wondered if there was more to it than just reflecting on the trauma Luna had inflicted on her. They discussed Dylan's work with children, but Luna was confused about where the conversation was headed. Dylan defended her character, asserting that she'd never willingly hurt anyone. However, she had a confession for Electra. She recalled driving by the beach, close to Will's house, but someone ran into the road and she crashed into them. Electra put the pieces together about Dylan being the person behind her text, and she realized she had hit Luna. Dylan said it had haunted her since it happened. She told Electra, "It was me. I did it. I hit her. I took a life." Electra assured her that it was an accident, and although that was true, Dylan struggled to get past the idea of causing Luna to take her last breath. Donna and Brooke reminded Katie how much they were in her corner, and Katie admitted how overwhelming it had all been. She acknowledged that Will was holding up as much as could be expected, but he wasn't prepared to be a father. Regardless, they were prepared to care for the baby as if it were their own. She expected Will to step up, and she was grateful that when he did become a father, it would be with someone less psychotic than Luna. Katie believed Luna got everything she deserved because of the damage she caused to their lives. Katie played the alternative scenarios in her head, and many of them resulted in the death of her son. Brooke believed things would be less stressful for Katie, now that Luna was dead and out of their lives. Ridge called Katie a wonderful person and mother, but Katie placed much of the praise on Electra and how much she has changed Will's life for the better. Katie appreciated the extra lengths they went through to relieve her stress. Still, she was sure it wouldn't interfere with her work life. Will entered the office, joined Ridge and the Logan sisters, and everyone voiced their well wishes for him, and they understood how intense an ordeal he'd gone through. Will discussed how Electra had been a guiding light for him throughout the dark chapter. Despite his forward progress, Ridge offered Will time off if he wanted it, but Will declined. He tried to move on with his life and put everything involving Luna and her sinister plots behind him. Will and Katie departed for the showroom, and once they left, Brooke wondered whether they had returned to work too soon. Ridge picked up on Katie's apprehension about the company's decision to bring in an outside firm to handle Luna's PR disaster. Donna reflected on Katie's near-death experience when she gave birth to Will, and Brooke also recalled how Katie would do anything for her son. Brooke thanked her husband for being supportive of her sister and her nephew. He understood the impact that Luna had on families because of how she tormented Steffi. Brooke agreed, and she was happy that Will had Electra by his side at the company. Ridge hoped that Will was happy in his position at Forrester, and he didn't want Katie to take offense at bringing in another PR company to help with the ongoing crisis. She assured him that Katie would understand and that she merely needed a little extra help to work through things. Katie asked Will if he thought he'd be better off taking more time at home to relax and recharge. However, Will needed to reset his brain at work, and he asked Katie how things were between Bill and Katie. She believed that things were on a great path, and she asked Will about his relationship with Electra. He discussed the anonymous text she received that sent her into a panic. Katie's first instinct was that it was another deepfake nude photo, but he promised her that it wasn't the case. Will walked her through what happened and that he didn't think it was something to stress over, but he didn't understand the motive behind the joke. Katie wondered if it was just a mistake. Will didn't think that was possible because of the content of the message. The person accepted accountability for running over Luna, so there was no possibility that it was a mistake. The bold and the beautiful spoilers hint that Hope Logan may have a pre-wedding request for Steffi Forrester Finnegan. Hope might need a favor ahead of her Liam Spencer nuptials, so let's consider a question she could ask as her big day draws near. There was a time when Hope and Steffi were fierce enemies, but they've put their rivalry to rest. Steffi and Hope reached a huge turning point when they thought Liam was dying of a brain tumor, so now they understand the importance of family and coming together. Thankfully, B&B revealed Liam's grim diagnosis was a false alarm. What Grace Buckingham did was despicable, but at least Liam and Hope figured out they still wanted a future as a couple. Once Steffi returned from her trip, she congratulated Hope on her engagement to Liam. It's clear that Steffi supports Hope and Liam's reunion, so that's good news after all the love triangle drama of the past. Hope needs someone to stand up for her at her upcoming marriage ceremony, so will she ask Steffi to be her matron of honor? It'd be fitting since Hope also served as Steffi's matron of honor when she married John Finn Finnegan. There'd be no better way to prove that Steffi and Hope have truly put their feud behind them. Liam will always have a special place in his heart for Steffi since they remain good friends and co-parents to Kelly Spencer. You can bet Liam would be delighted if Hope included Steffi in the official wedding party. Beth Spencer is running the show when it comes to Liam and Hope's wedding plans, but we have no doubt she'd approve of Steffi as Hope's matron of honor pick. Perhaps Kelly could be a bridesmaid and become an important part of the celebration as well. Beth is serving as Hope and Liam's unconventional officiant, but she'd surely love it if Steffi and Kelly were key players in the nuptials too. Whatever the case, the bold and the beautiful spoilers say Hope and Liam will make more wedding-related decisions in the coming episodes, so stay tuned for updates as their ceremony gets closer. Bold and the beautiful spoilers for December 5th, 2025. Expect Hope Logan plotting and Sheila Carter spiraling. As we always do on Early Edition Day, we start with what's coming the rest of this week and then talk about the spoilers for next week. And of course, we have a very short week of episodes on B&B because it is Thanksgiving. I don't know about you guys, I'm already cooking, trying to get ready, and we're going to have no soaps to distract us, which is kind of sad. So let's dive in. Wednesday, November 26th, we have Miss Dillon admitting that she ran over Luna Nozawa and killed her, and then obviously drove away, probably in a panic. And I certainly hope that she knew it was Luna and not just someone random. I think she did. And I would expect Electra Forrester to protect Miss Dillon's secret to some extent. But I also expect Electra to tell Will Spencer, especially because he's going to follow up and ask Electra about those weird texts that she was getting about saying they need dead to confess. We also have Steffi Forrester and Finn and Kelly Spencer and Hayes Forrester Finnegan and Taylor Hayes having Thanksgiving dinner over at Steffi's place. The family goes around and talks about what they're thankful for. Obviously, Luna being gone is at the top of the list of things to be thankful for. I'm sure they won't talk about that in front of the kids. Though, there is supposed to be a surprise guest at Steffi and Finn's for Turkey Day. So, we know that Ridge Forrester is over there having dinner with them. So, we have to see if Ridge is a surprise guest or if it is somebody else. And speaking of Thanksgiving in Los Angeles, we've got Daphne Rose and Carter Walton heading over to enjoy Thanksgiving dinner at Il Giardino. Hopefully, Sheila and Deacon Sharp are not serving turkey pizza or anything. I'm also certain that Luna's name is going to come up, which I think is going to be really awkward for Deacon and Sheila. Those two have a stark difference of opinion on the young woman who just died. I'm also wondering if we're going to see Taylor and Deacon getting a moment on Thanksgiving, because he may want to talk to Taylor about the whole Luna death incident. So, there is a chance Deacon could drop by and he could be the surprise guest. We'll see. Hopefully, Ridge is gone by then. We should also see Hope and Liam Spencer with either the Spencers or over at the Logan estate. Maybe even the rest of them are going to be at the Forrester mansion. And Electra and Will, of course, are happy to celebrate their very first holiday together, and hopefully they will enjoy a moment to actually breathe, because the Luna thing is over, even with Dylan's confession. I mean, right, who cares that she ran her over? On Thursday, November 27th, we have got Bold and the Beautiful preempted for sports on Thanksgiving Day. And then again on Friday, November 28th, we have another preemption for sports. So if you wind up with anything taping under the Bold and the Beautiful logo on those 2 days, if your DVR goes haywire, be sure and delete it, because when they have reruns and preemptions, sometimes it messes up the DVR recordings for the following week. And we don't want to miss any new episodes. The week of December 1st through 5th on Bold and the Beautiful, we are going to have 5 brand new episodes. November sweeps is over. Luna is dead, but there's still going to be fallout from that. It's kind of karma, if you think about it, that Luna ran out in front of Miss Dillon's car and died because she completely terrorized that poor teacher. I think Electra might go to Will, and they go to Bill Spencer and, get her a good lawyer to clear it all up, because obviously she was in shock, and it wasn't her fault because Luna ran right out in front of her. We may see Will struggling some in the aftermath of all this. Obviously, he is very relieved that Luna is dead and gone, but he did lose a child. Now, this is not a child that Will was planning on having, nor did he even actively and knowingly participate in the making of, but still, there is a loss there. And for me, Will is mostly a two-dimensional character who's a Nepo baby. His life has totally gone his way until Luna molested him. So, I think it'd be interesting if they gave him a little more character depth, and he did have a little bit of darkness or some grief of some sort to come out of this. Otherwise, he and Electra are going to be another boring couple to watch, like paint drying. Deacon is going to need more counseling sessions soon with Taylor, because of course he is happy that Luna is dead, but that doesn't bring back Deacon's friends Tom Starr and Hollis that she murdered. And of course, it doesn't help that Deacon has to watch Sheila grieving Luna's death, when Deacon would happily dance on Luna's grave if he could. I am wondering if Sheila may have some sort of spiral after losing her granddaughter Luna, because this means that Sheila is back to having no family. Finn is not in her life. Hayes is not allowed to be around her. And now Luna's gone. And pretty much all Sheila has at this point is Deacon and this fledgling friendship with Lee Finnegan. So, hopefully Sheila is not going to go down the villain path. But since Deacon's got his mind on Taylor, it could happen. I'm also wondering if next week we may have some sort of memorial service for Luna. I think if they did, only Sheila and Lee might appreciate it or turn up for it. I don't even think Finn would show up for it. Poppy Nozawa would probably want to dance on her grave with Deacon. I think it's going to be a zero-interest event. But it would be interesting if they did that. Bill wants Katie Logan and Will to both come to work at Spencer Publications and get away from all the Forresters. This week, Brooke Logan and Donna Logan told Katie that they were trying to take the stress off of her by bringing in that outside PR firm. And while Katie understands it, I think Bill's going to try and take advantage of this to try and steal Katie from Forrester Creations. And right now, they've got PR coverage, so she could walk away, and it would be kind of seamless. Now, I don't think there's much of a chance that Will would leave Forrester Creations for Spencer. I kind of doubt it, because he loves Electra, and Will gets to see her at work every day. And staring at his parents is not a good substitute for being right there with his hot girlfriend at work. Finn and Steffi are focusing on moving forward free of the threat of Luna, because that's done and over forever. But we may see Finn still struggling a little bit with this. Katie's cardiac problems may cause some other health issues to develop. This can happen with heart transplant recipients. Plus, she had that new kidney a couple of years ago, so Katie's health may be at risk. And Hope and Liam's wedding planning resumes. So we're going to have Hope plotting exactly what she wants to do for her nuptials. And this may coincide with Thomas Forrester's return around Christmas time. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Remy Price, the fashion show crasher, could put Hope Logan and Deke Sharp's big event in jeopardy. Things are going well when it comes to Hope for the Future's revival and the brilliant team she's put together. Deke has brought something fresh to the table since his designs are a little edgier and will help draw more attention to the line. Hope is pleased with the direction Hope for the Future is headed in, but she's not the only one. Ridge Forrester and Steffi Forrester Finnegan have also given their approval, so fashion show plans are moving forward. The goal will be to debut some gorgeous gowns and impress the buyers as well as the critics. This could make or break Hope's line and determine whether Deke sets himself up for a successful fashion designer career. However, there could be a problem if Remy decides he just can't stay away. Will Remy crash the upcoming fashion show and cause some chaos in the process? Deke pushed for some time and space after learning all the horrifying things Remy did to Elektra, so Remy agreed to back off. Remy assured Deke that he'd go to therapy, so he's willing to put in the work and prove he's a changed man. Even so, B&B fans know that Remy adores Deke and is pretty desperate to hold on to him at this point. The longer Deke and Remy are apart, the more dire the situation may become from Remy's point of view. Remy may ultimately feel like he just can't take the separation anymore. This distance may become too much to bear and leave Remy feeling like he needs to make a bold move. Plus, Remy won't want to miss Deke's big fashion debut at Forrester Creations. This is a huge deal for Deke, so Remy may insist on coming and showing support to the man he loves. Unfortunately, that could lead to some trouble since Remy presumably won't be invited. Remy may have to crash this fashion event, so there could be trouble if Elektra Forrester and others in the building spot him. Remy could cause a major scene if he once again shows up where he's not wanted. Deke may end up livid if Remy ruins the vibe of the fashion show and derails what should have been a happy occasion. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Remy won't give up on a romantic reset with Deke, but bad news could be looming if Remy makes some updates to his reunion strategy. If the young woman who visited Forrester Creations in Tuesday's Bold and Beautiful didn't immediately look familiar, it's understandable. Dylan wasn't exactly a front-burner character during her short run on the show this past summer as Hayes' art teacher. Remember when Will's beach house was being used as a daycare center? Dylan was, however, another victim of Luna's reign of terror. After the psycho introduced herself as Miss Sunshine and taught the class origami, she tied up a terrified Dylan while she confronted Steffi at gunpoint. You'll recall that standoff led to Sheila losing another toe, Liam being shot in the chest, and Luna dying for the first time. Now Dylan has returned and confessed to Elektra, with whom she is much better friends than we realized, that she just happened to be driving by the beach house when Luna ran into the road. Yes, she hit Luna, but it was an accident, she insisted. Dylan had tried to slam on the brakes, but it was too late. In the aftermath of the accident, Dylan had called the police and done everything she was supposed to, she told Elektra, yet she remained traumatized by the fact that she'd taken a life, even if that life was Luna's. I will help you, Elektra promised. We will get through this, together. Not sure what the point of this twist is exactly. Was anybody asking who plowed into Luna? Did anybody care? Many fans just seemed happy that the lunatic had been squashed. At any rate, it looks like the show has an arc in store, Dylan, and we'll still be talking about Luna for weeks to come. Will and Elektra proved that they wouldn't let Luna Nozawa break them apart. Luna has been declared dead on the Bold and the Beautiful. She tried to break up Will and Elektra, but it didn't work. They proved that no one could get to them, which means they will likely face a new challenge. Luna is officially dead. Her life came to an end when she was on the run from the authorities. In her final moments, she stepped onto the road when an oncoming vehicle approached and ended her storyline, at least for now. So, what's next for Will and Elektra? Luna was convinced that Will was meant to be with her, She did whatever it took to lure him away from Electra. When seduction didn't work, she manipulated him after she got him blackout drunk. She got pregnant with his baby and then used the pregnancy to leave jail. Luna assumed that since she was carrying a Spencer heir, she would be welcomed into the family. But Will told her that he wanted nothing to do with her. His future was with Electra. With Luna gone, it's likely that Will and Electra will face a new challenge. In Friday's episode, Will mourned the loss of the baby. He assured his family that he would become a father one day, but that could happen sooner rather than later. This could suggest that he'll want to settle down and have a family. But Electra might not be on board with that idea. Her career at Forrester Creations is flourishing, and she doesn't want anything to get in the way of that. Also on Friday's episode, Will told Electra that he doesn't want to make the same mistakes as his father. He apologized to her for not telling her about his night with the mystery girl, who turned out to be Luna. This scene could suggest that Will might have a wandering eye, just like his father did. Or maybe this new challenge involves Electra. The B&B spoilers suggest that Electra will receive mystery text messages. She'll also receive a surprise visit from her old friend Dylan. Dylan tells Electra she has something to confess. Does this secret have something to do with Will? The couple may face more drama ahead, even with Luna gone.